My name is Sister Mary Finnick, and I'm a Grey Nun of the Sacred Heart from Yardley, Pennsylvania. And I've been here in Haiti 5 years. I found out I just fell in love with the country, with the people, and that is a love that's grown over 5 years. As I say to people, Haiti gets under your skin, and it's hard to talk about Haiti because it always seems you're talking about the negatives, what it doesn't have, what brings us back and brings people here and keeps us here is all the things that it does have. And I suppose the best is that it has its wonderful people, and it's a country that I each day marvel at the ability of people to survive. 5 years ago, this was just beginning to be Matthew 25. This was a house that was situated right next to a soccer field. And the soccer field is part of this neighborhood, and it's a very popular part of the neighborhood. If you were in any way wanted to find where we were, you could always ask, where's Park Ismarie? So this neighborhood is a close-knit neighborhood. It's off a very active street, Delmont 33, but it is far enough in that it has a cohesiveness in the neighborhood, and much of the neighborhood life revolves around the soccer field. And so we were part of it in ways that we employed the people in this neighborhood to work for us. We are also, as a hospitality house, we developed the artisans in this neighborhood, in this area, have them come here with their goods, and we have a store that people who visit here can buy their works. So we've become an integral part of this neighborhood. Basically, we provided hospitality for Americans who came down from the States, stayed here overnight. We helped arrange their transportation, their translators, and saw that they got off to go to their parishes in the provinces. That's basically what we were until January 12th. Shortly after the earthquake, it was very quickly apparent to us that the people were coming into the soccer field. It was a natural place to come. First of all, it was open. There were no strong walls. There were lots of empty spaces, and that's what people needed to get away from, was where the walls were crumbling, where the houses were falling down. Members of the soccer club were the ones that started the triaging, and because they are well known in this neighborhood, the children and the people paid attention to what they said. The soccer coach really took over the organization. He is really a very wonderful young man, and he doesn't command by yelling or screaming. It's just his presence. And as he walked around the field, it was quite apparent that people deferred to him.
My name is Ty Michelle. I live in this neighborhood. I'm the president of the committee. I worked here before the 12th of January, and now I've become president of this tent city since the 12th of January. On the 12th of January at about 7 in the evening, Sister Mary started working. They worked all night long. It was with her medicine and a few supplies that she had there that they worked until 4 in the morning. And every little problem, he sometimes couldn't think of what to do himself. He would go and ask Sister Mary, and she would give her advice, and then he'd come back and take care of the problem.
We had over 2,000 people crowded into that soccer field. We were the only ones in this area that had the supplies, and we kept bringing them out from the house. So we had doctors and nurses who live in this area come because they knew that they would be able to help work with what little we had, which was very little in the sense of ibuprofen was our strongest medication for pain. But we had gauze, we had hydroperoxide, we had some suture sets, but we had people that really wanted to help each other, and they were all Haitian. And what never got shown on television was the outpouring of Haitians helping Haitians. And that went on that whole night, all the next day, the following day. It went on until really the first time we had somebody come in to help that was not Haitian was on Friday of that week.
Est-ce que la caillou là toujours? Écrasé. Okay, it's gone. Li pas là du tout? No. Okay, it's completely down. He's the father. The child was born on the 14th of May, and he has good health.
Li fait en dedans.
Undone? Oh, he was born inside the house. While she was walking on the road, the earthquake started. There was a wall by the road, and it fell on her. And her mother was with her and helped her. Pas rien qui tombait sur eux? Okay, she had a child that died at the same time. And she fractured her arm.
puis elle perd net et c'est bout qui a risqué là.
Because she lost her whole leg up to the knee, or right above the knee, it took a while because the leg had to heal, so they went to many hospitals, and finally it was Handicap International that came in, and they put on the artificial leg. With one foot she couldn't go to school, but now that she has 2 feet she can go to school. The biggest problem that she has is she doesn't have any place to go, so she's spent her time here. They've been giving her food, they've been taking care of her health needs. This is her husband. In essence, the husband is now handicapped as well because he can't work, he can't do anything because his whole day is pretty much spent taking care of her. So she has a piece of metal in her foot since the earthquake. Qui côté il fait opération? Ici ou bien Okay, in Quadabouquet. Sister Mary took her to Quadabouquet. Dans qui jour?
Non,
17 février.
Okay. 17 février?
Elle a 28, 2 opérations.
Oh, she had 2 operations.
il était fait premier après la radiographie. Il est allé pour retirer l'appareil là, il n'a pas bien pris. Il était obligé de casser pour le faire.
Okay, they did 1 operation, then they did an x-ray, and they found out that it didn't take, and so they had to take it in and break it again and redo the operation. His biggest difficulty right now is thinking about where the people are going to go. He said especially the handicapped people, because you know in this country there's no system, there's nothing that is done for the handicapped. He has a child himself who has been handicapped. And Sister Mary, if it wasn't for her and some of the other people that helped him, maybe the child would have died. But he's thinking about all these other people that have lost limbs in the earthquake. Where are they going to go? What are they going to do for the rest of their lives?
One of the things that's strange for Americans, because we deal with homelessness so much in our country, in Haiti there was no homelessness before the earthquake. If you're at night and you don't have a place to stay, that's the most unusual. There's always a cousin, there's always a relative or an in-law that will take you in. You don't see people sleeping on the streets. And here, a whole city of millions of people who suddenly couldn't go inside. And they were dealing not only with loss of life and loss of family, but they were also dealing with the fact that they had nothing over their heads. So people's big concern when they would talk to you is, I'm in the streets, I'm living in the streets. And it was said in a way that of just, I don't know what to do.
The Lions Club gave these blue tents that you see here. Each tent could take 8 to 10 people. They chose the families that had the most people and those that were in the most need.
Once the big tents were assigned, the committee had set up 4 rules that they asked everybody who was in a tent to abide by. And that was that they would not cook in their tent, and that they wouldn't have candles in their tents, and that they wouldn't have sharp objects, razor blades and things like that around open up in their tents, and that they would keep their tent clean. And if they were willing to abide by those things, then they shook hands, and when the president bent down and unzipped the flap and then turned it back and said, and this is your home, and then helped them take off their clogs and go into the home, and we all clapped and everybody hugged one another, and we did this for 126 tents. By the end of that time, you were pretty much of a neighborhood.
Yes, it is like a house for them, but it's also a tent. But it is a sense of a family because they're all suffering with the same misery. It's the same misery when the rain falls and there's a lot of mud around, or when the tents start to blow and we have a lot of winds. They're all concerned for one another.
It turned out to be definitely from the very beginning a Haitian-run camp. What I was able to do in Matthew 25 and the Parish Twinning Program has continued to do is to financially help them achieve those goals, to be able to continue to make this camp a place that has gone down from, in the beginning, from 2,000 people. We're now down to about 700 families. People have felt safe to keep their children here while they go back to their homes and remove the rubble, or to go back and restart their businesses. The focus on the medical and providing follow-up care was a very good thing for this neighborhood. We had many medical teams that came down, worked very hard, and we had orthopedic people coming, we had physical therapists, so we had people that came and provided services that kept the people here. They didn't have to go far away. This was a place that they felt they had safety And that was one of the big aspects that the tent cities is still dealing with, and that is a safety issue. There's no reason why the experience of of the people that have worked and worked hard to make this camp work ought not to be shared and appreciated by other groups.
The satisfaction he has is that they always put him in with the group. Whatever is being done, they invite him to be part of it.
In my experience, when the Haitian people had what they needed to do something, they did it. So when you withhold supplies, when you withhold the ability to plant or the ability to dig by not giving them equipment, then you're going to have people sitting on their hands. The ability to do it is there, but we've withheld, for a long time the world has withheld that which is needed to do it, and that is the equipment. So my message is it would be to anyone. Teach a person how to fish. And in this case, the ability, the willingness, the desire to be of service to their country is extremely apparent.